So, what is your definition of mental health?
I have different definitions.
Okay.
Like, for different settings, I'll provide different answers. But I feel like one that resonates with me the most is um, it's the state of your well-being and how you process it and if you're content with that state.
What you, man?
I don't know. I think I have multiple definitions.
Multiple definitions. How?
Mental health is
So you feel like it's an all-encompassing thing?
not really, but it could be.
So what is your definition?
I can't have to like narrow it down. You could go ahead while I narrow it down.
Well, me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It could be a lot of things for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but for me, personally, mental health is like the way at which your mind interacts with the world around you.
That's actually a good answer.
yeah, that's actually good.
I'll
Talk
fuck
to me
with that.
nicely.
Yeah, I just think mental health it just has to do with well-being, basically like your health overall, not just like mentally, but I feel like it kind of like affects overall the way you pursue like your health in general, not only like your brain health, like
So the way you
overall
pursue your physical health as well.
kind of I think that could play a part of it, but like not big dramatic part of it. I don't know.
Because your mental health. Also
Yeah,
affects your
mental health
physical
kind of affects everything
Yeah.
in your body.
If you're not right up there, like it's gonna
You're not gonna
see
be right at
symptoms,
all.
Actual symptoms that start to affect your health and stuff.
It could be physically. Yeah, it could affect you physically as
Yeah.
well.
So you're saying the mental affects the physical.
They're all tied together.
Are you talking about like your thought processes or like just like being negative in your head itself is gonna?
Just negative in your
Yeah,
head. I would
just-
say.
Your thought process and the negative thoughts that are circulating in your head and everything, if it's not dealt with, it's gonna reflect on your physical health as well.
Yeah.
That's just some
It'll just get worse.
real OG behavior. So what are some tactics you use to aid your own mental health?
I'm still
Or that we
processing
can.
that. I'm still finding ways to deal with that, but I feel like I've a lot of people give different answers, but most of the people tell you to have like a schedule or something that keeps you grounded and surround yourself, keep you busy, have a purpose, write down your goals and everything, so you can have like a routine.
How about you,
For
Miss
me, I
Google?
think it's purpose and also like stay positive to your own thoughts, whether you have a negative or not. Like always look into the positive, because no matter there is nothing called negative. I mean, there is negative to it, but like I feel like you can control the negative thoughts by just having positive thoughts, and that would like I don't know how to put into words, but like yeah, having a purpose to live up to, and having like a very like okay, having a purpose to like live up to, and like having a routine, just like she said, and also like be vocal of your feelings and everything. Kind of like affects you, because if you keep everything in you, it will just build up and gets worse within your mental health.
Definitely, I definitely agree. I feel like you were saying, negativity is not like really a real thing.
Yeah.
It's like a connotation we put on things with our own mind, and things aren't inherently good or bad. They simply just are. But it's like our environment and the way we've been brought up that teaches how to throw that on the things. And
Yeah.
So you
I
don't
got
think negativity is real?
I don't think it is real.
I think some actions are negative, but
What
that's
about,
like just because we define them as such.
What about like negative thoughts?
They're negative because you think they're negative.
But there are some thoughts that are negative, just like
Like if I was just on top of the Taylor Tower and I said I want to jump off, that's a negative thought,
Yeah.
right? What if
that's what I mean. Like there's thoughts like that can be like you can.
I mean, but like the only thing
It's-
negative about it is
yeah.
like we're putting a negative because we think if I jump off, I'm gonna die.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I was
also
about to
there's like a
say that.
negative view in life.
If
Like, if you think there's no purpose in life, like, you're not worth anything, or that's negative as well.
I know, but other people sees it not negative being negative though. You're like having that vision within your own head, like this is negative, but it's not really negative.
It's just
Like, you know what I
it's
mean?
just a thought.
It's just a thought within yourself. You can change it to positive, and that's where the changes come.
I mean, that thought in particular, I don't know, but
You can't change. You can't make it to a positive. Like, oh, I
But
want
she's
to
saying-
jump off
she's
in
saying,
a
like-
positive way.
Oh no, you can't
Like,
say that. But like I'm
things that
saying,
happen.
when you're talking about like in that situation, if you think positive, I would say like you would like think more like smarter way than negative. Like okay, now I'm jumping off. That's negative thought, right? But like positive is not like you're gonna be like so happy about it. I'm talking
not
about
like, yeah,
positive.
I'm jumping
it's
off.
gonna
It's like-
stop you
it's
from
like,
jumping off.
I don't need to jump off.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, I think we're on the same page.
Yeah, we are.
But I think you guys are just not labeling certain thoughts as negative.
We're talking about labeling itself.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys don't label it. That's what I'm saying.
We're saying things simply just are, but there are labels to things. It's just that they don't, like they still are gonna be without the label. Like something's still gonna be hot even if you don't call it hot. It's just something we use to describe the thing.
I know you're not explaining labeling to me.
Type shit. I don't see why that was such a bad thing. So, do you think that overall, we as people don't focus on our mental health enough?
I think yes, we don't. People nowadays, like in this generation, they just let it. I don't know. I feel like we have more awareness than we did before, but at the same time, people are not taking it serious than they should. They just let it build up, and kind of one day it just explodes. And it affects low-key affects the society. Like you can tell, like all these school shooters as well, they all have mental health. Like if you look at it statistically wise, right now and before, like we did not have school shooters like that before. But like now, if you see it, just like predominantly it's happening like a year. Every year has to be like at least 10 shootings, school shootings happen, and all that has to do with mental health because these students
That's what
did
they're
not
labeling
receive.
it as.
Yeah, and then they.
Or that's what it.
Yeah,
But like,
they
if you
use that
think,
as an excuse.
yeah, but if you
Yeah,
think
for
about it,
white
like,
people.
why would like a student, like a young age, would do that? I know what you're talking about. Like, they could,
Because they're terrorists.
but we don't never know. Like, it could be mental health. Because at that age, okay, I'm a true student. That it's not normal. It's not real. I mean, I don't know. I just think.
Mashallah, man.
But at the same time, I do think it's racism too.
Now that is
I mean, it is
That's a
part of
very
it. It is
interesting
part
thought.
of it. But like, yeah.
I think in our generation, it's very hard to focus on mental health when when our attention is divided into a million things. We're always on our phones. We're always in school. Or we're working. I don't think anybody has the time to focus on mental health nowadays. If you're not at work, you're at school. If you're not at school, you're on your phone. So it's not a priority anymore.
Do you think mental health kind of like really having time for yourself?
Yeah.
The more time you have for yourself, the better your mental health is.
I think it's about being more intent with your time with yourself. Cause like, I definitely sit on my phone all the time, and that's definitely time you could be spending like on your mental health, just like actually going within and really trying to grasp what's going on inside your own head. And I feel like sometimes we, as like a society, now that we have like social media and stuff, we try to look at social media for answers, and we're just watching this thing, and we're not really applying it to ourselves, or we just think that just because we read about it or listened to something that talks about it, that we're all of a sudden able to go within and tackle all our issues. And that's not the case. I'm sorry.
Damn.
You're not going to hang this.
I'm not gonna leave like that.
Personally, I wouldn't take that.
Why are you instigating? And that's not important.
That's your job too, but okay. Anyways, I had another question, but I forgot when you were like.
My fault.
Yeah.
Try to think.
Well, you could go ahead. It's gonna pop out.
Think harder.
Did he just say think harder?
I don't like being put on the spot. Just go ahead. It's gonna come back.
So I would just sit there like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, hold on.
Do you think that you guys maintain a positive mindset and outlook towards life?
Yes.
I would be lying if I said yes.
Like, but like, is negative really negative, or is it like negative moments? that make the whole day seem negative?
I think in my case, for the longest, I didn't even know I was gonna live past 20.
Are you older than 20?
Yeah, I'm 20 now.
How was that though? Why was
Like,
not that?
I didn't think I was gonna live past 20. And
Just off of just in general, you didn't think so?
yeah, I didn't think I would make it to 20.
So you just thought you was gonna just blip off the earth or some
I was hoping I would flip off there.
My friend says stuff like that, but he's not like. It's not like he thinks he's himself is gonna like. He's not gonna kill himself or something.
Yeah.
But he thinks like he's gonna get hit by a bus or something by age like 22.
But
I'm like, why are you thinking like that?
also, like, I would look into my future and it's just dark. Like, I don't see anything. I don't see. That was for a long time that I had to learn how to set goals and dreams and focus on the future. But I would say you can. What was the question?
I said, do you maintain a positive mindset?
At first, I used to maintain like I was maintaining a negative mindset, but I'm trying to work towards maintaining a positive mindset. It's part of growing and looking forward for the future.
So you feel like you were too stuck in the past?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Man.
The past be fucking you. The past don't exist no more.
Yeah, that's how I like to think about it.
Yeah, I feel like that's just like a blip of nothing, though. The only thing that really exists is this right now. The future is yet to be. And the past is finished the rhyme.
Yeah, I can't finish it. Cause I was about to jump off to my shit.
Go ahead.
Cause before I forget, cause I be forgetting stuff.
Hurry up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, growing up, I used to think negative as well, like all that stuff that I've been through and everything, and then, like the way I looked at it, like my past, like if someone else would look into it, if I tell you about my past and you'd be like, oh my god, that's negative, all that stuff, like are you okay right now? But the way like I transitioned myself to like the way I am right now is because I saw myself like maturing so fast and quick, and like because society forced me to do it, and then the way I looked into it, I was like, okay, I like my mindset right now, I like everything, and all this wouldn't happen without my past. So instead of thinking about it negative, I was just like, okay, it's a good thing that happened because I wouldn't change the world for it. Like if I go back and past, I wouldn't change that.
I thought about that too.
Yeah, so looking in the past, I don't look into a negative. I just look into a positive because it shapes the person you are today. And that, if you like the person you are today, you're gonna like think about it positive. If you don't,
You're gonna blame it on the past.
you're gonna blame it on the past. But past is just a past, and you can never change anything about it. It doesn't exist anymore.
You just have to accept it.
You just have to accept it and move on, basically.
That's facts. I think about all the goofy stuff that I used to do in the past.
Is that one of them?
that image of me? What about that is a goofy thing I did? It was a school picture that I took.
It just looks goofy.
Why are we violating? That's literally just me smiling.
Oh, you can pull it up.
I think we can show it to the camera.
Yes, you can. That's literally just me.
Hi, I'm Ian. I think I'm cool.
I didn't talk like that.
How did
I
you
don't
talk?
talk like that.
I was an annoying little kid.
How did you talk? Okay, can you like?
Damn, the light is
I don't
hitting
know.
you.
There you go. Just can you talk just like it?
Damn, you look. You did not change, man.
I know.
Even the teeth. That's crazy.
I have my adults, bruh.
Oh my god.
It's really me for real.
It's really me for real.
It's hard to believe.
Can you guys believe we were this young at one point?
That's what I'm saying. This
And how about now?
He's still a goofy ass dude.
I ain't-
He is,
it's not
man.
the same. It's not the same. I was goofy in the sense that like I was not self-aware.
Is that a paragraph about yourself?
Yes. You want me to read it?
Yeah.
Read it to the public. Ian Bryant. I am a thinker because I think about all the things that I am doing. I am a risk taker because I am not afraid to try new things. I am also a communicator because I speak in front of crowds. I never spoke in front of crowds. I used to be anxious. I never did that. I just said that. I am responsible because I take care of my pets. I didn't have any pets.
He's a liar.
I used to lie a lot. I was compulsive. I used to try to make people believe I was whatever. I am confident. I have my own perspective of myself.
Did you?
No. I am also creative and curious. My favorite. See, like, the rest of it. Before I turn 100, I want to make the world a better place. When I grow up, I want to be a professional NFL player. If that does not work, I want to be in the army or be a policeman.
Policemen who are gonna serve this country.
I just wanted to do something that embraced masculinity.
How
And
about
I
now?
realized that that ain't it. We're mad profound nowadays. We don't need to do all that.
Pondering.
I don't want to. And who wants to damage their own body for the sake of
A
another
country
person?
doesn't take a
Right. Just to be a stat.
No,
Yeah.
serving for this country, being an army or police is. You must be out of your mind to be doing
I
that.
remember a tweet that said,
I
"I'll
don't know
serve
about
crack
out of your
before I
mind.
serve country."
But
it's just
it's
useless.
just-
Both of them are useless, low key. If you think
I just
about
don't see
it.
myself doing it.
I can see myself doing it.
I'll be the
I can see you in the
last
Air
thing.
Force for real.
I know, right? Actually, I'm not even gonna lie. If I did join the army, which I will never. If I did join the military, I would join the Air Force.
That's what everybody
I'll
does.
join the Navy. I
Bet.
don't know why.
Not the Navy.
Navy, no nothing.
You fighting.
Man,
I would love to do the Navy. I don't know why. I've always wanted to, and I was like,
You've already seen more, so I guess
No.
you'll be fine. Why is that funny to you? Why is that funny to you?
okay, go ahead. Next question.
Is that funny to you? What? Okay, we'll get back on topic. Do you think it's difficult to change your mindset? I feel like
I
that's it.
think it's certainly a battle. It's easier for some. It's different for everybody, I would say. But it takes a lot of work and dedication to change your view and your mindset and how you think, how you look at certain things. It's something that you need to learn, given the fact that society, when you grow up, like, you're taught to think certain way, to look at things certain way, but when you grow up, you realize you can see it different ways. You don't have to be in that cage of one mindset.
That's the real deal.
I don't think it's an easy thing to do. It's very hard. It takes time. It takes dedication. It's basically a battle between you and your inner self, I would say. Like, so it's not something easy to accomplish in like a year, maybe, or like sometimes I don't know. So it might take years, but the more work you put into it, and the more like you actually want to like stick to like the positive and like not make the negative thoughts take over the positive thoughts that you have within you, it will be like a pretty easy transition. Like,
You have to, like, retrain your mind.
but you just have to accept it, and I feel like accepting is the hardest part.
And one advice my therapist did tell me was every time you get a negative thought, try and change it or come up with a positive thought. That's one step to start changing your mindset and how you view things. What's your answer, Ian?
I think with changing one's own mindset, that I think a lot of us are able to change our mindsets pretty quickly. But I think that once, like, we adopt it really quickly, and then once something comes along that goes against our newfound mindset, then we just drop it and we disregard it. And I feel like we fail to give ourselves the times to, like, really start living out the mindset and start really believing it. Because I feel like we just, like, some days you just look at something, you hear something, you get so motivated,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh yeah, for the rest of my life I'm gonna be on this wave, and then you wake up the next morning and you still don't want to go to class. So I feel like it's definitely like an everyday battle. You have to treat each day like it's a new life, and try to, like, actively make yourself better day by day instead of, like, trying to make yourself perfect in one day.
I fuck with Ian's, man.
Yeah.
Type shit.
Change is
That's a good
inevitable on the growth. Oh shit! I'm gonna redo that quote. Hold on.
Do it. Come on.
I'm gonna get it all together. Change is inevitable when growth is your goal.
That's a good one.
Trees change
Is that your
to
quote?
grow. That is my quote.
Trademark.
I already have it
Type
trademarked.
shit. Type shit.
That was like one of the first quotes. I was like, I'm gonna put that on the shirt.
That's your
You
shit.
know? I'm gonna
You
put-
said that like with the other one too. There's another quote.
Yeah,
like,
he
I'm
gonna have a
put
lot
on
of
the shirt.
shirts.
I have a hoodie.
Does it say your quote in it?
It has one of my quotes on it.
Mashallah.
You're gonna have to explain that. What does that mean? So I can start using it.
Mashallah means like you're admiring, like basically the literal translation is like admiring God's creation, but like it's just a way to praise someone.
Like if you're pretty, you'd be like mashallah.
Yeah, like if somebody like graduated, you say mashallah. If somebody like was successful in something, every milestone of that person's life, you just say mashallah for everything.
To like not jinx or like give him evil eye or
Yeah.
something like that. I don't know.
So it's not like
Just
a
to
bad
not give the
no, it's just
evil eye?
It's like I feel like it will be. It's more like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's a very hard like to explain it.
It's just
After
yeah.
the podcast, we'll explain it.
This
could-
turns into a mashallah episode.
That could be part. That could be part.
Mashallah episode.
That could be part.
I mean, it could be low key with it. Basically, it means the reason why we say it like right now. Certain people like if they look at you, they look at you. I don't know how to say. Let's say you accomplished something like so hard, right? Some people will be very greedy, like they're be like, oh, they did it, but not me.
Oh, so
Like you know how that low-key kind of affects like the bad energy comes to you or something bad will
So
happen.
is that like you rejecting your own bad energy, or like
You rejecting like you basically not putting any bad energy around it. Like if you say mashallah, basically that person is
It's God
protected.
willed it.
I don't know how to explain it, bro.
Look at
oh like you deserve it
Yeah.
type?
And it's gonna be it's gonna protect you as well.
You
The
yourself?
bad energy.
it's
You the person
If,
saying it?
yeah, you know how she said it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's gonna protect you.
I
Like,
don't
from the
believe
bad
in
energy.
Listen,
No, I don't.
no,
You know the evil
like,
eye gets so.
there's people like if let's say somebody
I don't know how to
gets a
explain it.
master's degree, right,
Mm-hmm.
and another person is jealous, they don't say mashallah, they're gonna get an evil eye, but because of that person,
They're gonna.
their jealousy and their negative energy.
So
is
the
gonna
person
impact you.
who's saying it's gonna get the evil eye.
no,
I'm gonna get
yeah.
it.
So you have to say mashallah.
So what is the evil eye?
Evil eye? That is another good question. We kept saying evil eye, and he doesn't even know what that means.
Evil eye. I don't. I feel. I look into it as like a bad energy.
Evil eye is basically, it's like an impact that happened, like an effect that happens because somebody was jealous or like.
So basically,
They did not wish that. Like
Yeah, they didn't wish,
Negativity.
they didn't wish
Negativity,
that.
basically.
Like they didn't wish good upon you or anything. And they're
And
like,
that bad
why did
energy
he get that,
low-key
or
surrounds you.
why does he deserve it? You know,
so lack of gratitude.
Yeah.
Something like that.
not being happy for others.
So do you feel like you're happy for others often?
Yeah.
You agree? Oh,
I
so
just
you're a
don't- I
hater.
just-
Wait, you're a hater.
No.
I'm a hater for a joke.
Yeah, me too. I be
Joke
trolling,
purposes.
but honestly, I'm not a hater.
No, I'm a hater for real.
If you're doing good, I'm happy for you. If you're not doing good, then it's your
It's
problem.
like envy and jealousy and all that stuff.
You are like that though.
Hmm?
You don't extend like a helping hand to people that
Yeah.
is on boo boo.
Yeah, if you're like, yeah.
What is it like? Is it like a 1 strike, 2 strike type thing, or
It's
is
not
it like
1 strike, 2 strike. I feel like if you like, I don't know, it's just
if you
within
come to
you.
me with any issue, it's up.
No, if you, I don't know how to say it.
about
We gotta
So-
have another time.
So no, like this could be to this.
Okay,
like,
say it.
Like if you feel like their problem is just like very solvable.
I'm a fixer. Basically, I love like advising people, right? I love
Okay.
fixing people's problems and all that stuff. But
You should go seek a therapist.
no, not see the therapist. I love just doing that because I feel like I have like knowledge about other people, even though I didn't go through it. I don't know. It's just
She's
me.
an empath.
Not low key.
Weren't you saying that earlier?
Yes.
I'm an empath. I
Yeah, my
feel.
psychologist low key told me that I am. But like, anyways, let's not go back to that. So basically, when I just get like fed up with it, when people like, I don't know, if I just don't get the energy from you, I feel like I sense the people if they're good for me or not, and I
You
tend
have
to
said
like
that.
block it. I don't not block it, but like I like have distance with that person.
So you protect your energy.
My thing
Yes,
is,
I
like-
don't want their
You are
negative.
selective of who you let energy. Like whose
Yes,
energy you
low-key.
surround yourself with.
Yeah, but I have no problem with you. Like I can still, but like I'm not gonna be very
Yeah,
close.
You don't let it in your
Mhm.
aura or something.
You can say that. But yeah.
We understand each other.
It's sweet.
Just like that.
Sweet out.
Anywho,
So,
I know I get that for real, but like I'm not like that. I'm like, if I come at you with positivity, I shouldn't be met with like you shouldn't come at me with negativity.
that's what I'm saying. They come with negativity
I'm
to
like,
me.
oh, yeah,
Would you
that
want
is weird.
Yeah,
Cause
that
like if
is
I'm coming
weird.
high energy and you're like,
Yeah, very bad energy to me. Like, I'm a
Sassy.
I'm sassy because I acted out.
Look at that face.
People think I over,
Oh,
like,
okay.
I don't know. People think I'm overreacting or, like, I'm just mean. I'm not mean. I'm sorry.
I'm not mean. I'm sorry.
Like, I'm actually not mean. If I'm
She
mean
is
to you, there's a
very
purpose.
mean. I've
It's
experienced
mean.
it first.
I mean, like, a good way, though. Like,
No,
Oh,
that
you
I
like
own
you like
benefit.
a real, you
That
like a
own-
real deal.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
real deal, like 100%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you gonna
Mashallah.
tell people how it is for real.
Yeah. Only if, like, I'm close with you.
So if not, you just gonna let them be.
Shitty.
Yeah, because do you think they're gonna listen to me if I'm not that close with them?
I don't
No.
know.
So why would I
But
waste
like
my energy
even
and go
people
to them?
close to you might not listen to what you
No,
have to
they
say.
do. I make sure they do.
So,
What do you mean?
so
When did
basically,
I ever?
so basically, if they don't listen to you, you're not close with them.
I don't care. Like, it doesn't matter to me. But like, if someone that I know, you know, if they're not listening to me and I'm saying that for their own benefit, I let it be. But
Then
like,
that's on
sooner or
them.
later they realize it. You know what I mean?
And it's
'Cause I know they're gonna
I
realize
told
it.
you so moment.
Yeah, and I'd be like, I
You
told
love
you
having
so.
those, don't you?
I have them every day. Like, I literally have
Every
it
day?
Every day. It's me that I talk like every day. I come like, I told you this, and then it happens. I tell you, wallah, like it's just
Maybe
insane.
you're manifesting it into their own life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think she does
manifesting.
be
Maybe you're
manifesting.
projecting
No,
it.
you know she
I'm
did
not.
manifest like some like celebrity breaking up.
Yeah.
That's not
Dirk in
manifesting.
India.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is not manifest. That is, I don't know. I just had a like. I,
You
don't
broke,
know.
you broke them up.
I
I
did
think
not.
she-
I can't.
She
I
put it in the
can't do that.
universe.
You
I'll
know
tell
how
you
many-
right now.
So you
Dirk
believe in
and
you already
India.
believe in
If you guys are watching this,
manifestation.
you broke up because
I
of
do
this
believe in
girl.
manifestation, but like I don't
So do
manifest
you?
it.
What
Believe in-
manifestation?
Yeah.
I think it's not manifestation that I mean, sometimes it is. I'm gonna say the things you put out in the universe and how you view life. Like, if you
Mhm.
look at stuff a certain negative way, then you're just gonna get negative because you're not having that room for hope, and you're not having.
Mhm.
Because if you look at it negative, you're not gonna try. You're not gonna put in the work. Da 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 da. But if you look at it in a positive way and you put in that work and stuff, then you're gonna manifest it in a way. Like, you're working towards it. You're bound to get it if it's meant for you.
So if it's not meant for you, you can still work for it, and then
Yeah.
it won't come though.
Yeah, but it's like some stuff are not meant for you for a reason. Like, it's a blessing
What's
in
meant for
disguise.
you won't
You know?
pass you.
Yeah. It's a blessing
Won't
in
I
disguise.
pass you.
I feel like what's meant, yeah. But sometimes people do actually miss it because they're too focused on something that it's not meant for them.
Like when you said I should get into the rap game.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I mean,
I want to hear your music.
yo, it's actually so hard. Like, I've never said that to anyone. It's when they ever compliment someone, I always be bashing them, but like your work is actually very
See?
good.
Type shit.
Type. I don't even rap for real. I don't even rap for real.
I think I'm gonna start a rapping career.
Let me hear some.
This one's for the boys in the boom system. That makes you look cool, sister.
That's funny. Like, what the fuck?
Yo, this is hilarious.
Call me Mufti Minaj.
Huh?
Mufti Minaj. You know Mufti?
Okay. This is going on YouTube.
I think he does. Just go ahead. You know Mufti, right?
No.
He's a
Oh,
chef.
Okay, they're good. He's good.
I hope not. That is crazy.
He's
Mufti
regretting
Minaj
having
sounds
us here
so
today.
I'm not
wrong, though.
regretting at all.
Mufti Minaj sounds so wrong.
People are people.
Yeah, it does sound so wrong. Astaghfirullah. Can you cut that part out? Mufti Minaj?
You want to cut that out?
The Mufti Minaj part, that is so
No.
wrong.
Are you for real?
It's
No. It's not that bad. It's funny.
It's a joke. Yeah.
Alright, then I'm gonna keep
If
it.
I get haram police on my ass, it's over.
What?
Why we went off topic and let's go back to the topic.
It's okay.
It's okay?
It is.
We live in
okay.
the moment.
We do live in the moment. Indeed. Why is you? Anyways,
Can
do you? Huh?
Put it on.
I get to lose?
You
that what you
motherfuckers. Yes.
Oh.
Ish. I'm not sponsored.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry.
Why do you have like big like
sorry.
packages of it? Like this
You're
is
not
£5.
Why don't you just wait until we can drop it off at Bakaila?
He said he can't.
Drop them off at where?
Bakaila.
Buckeye Lot. Okay. I don't even know what I was going to say. But do you guys think our mental health is a product of our environment or something else?
I think if your environment is not helping you grow, is not helping you. Period.
Yo, that thing got into her. I don't know. It could be both.
Yeah, I think if
I feel like environment plays part of it.
yeah, whatever who you surround yourself with, what you do, how you spend your time.
But sometimes people like have a good environment, they still have mental health issues. So
What do you mean by good environment?
Like I don't know. Okay, I don't like couple people. I'll use them as an example, but I'm not gonna say names. So basically, like they're actually like have a very happy family. They're living in like nice, like they have nothing to worry about. But they're also like battling with themselves with like mental health issues.
But that's the thing. In a time of peace, the militant man will attack himself.
Is that your quote too?
The human man, the human brain will find problems no matter where it's at.
Yeah. So where if it's not environment, it can be environment, but also it cannot be. Then if it's not environment, then what else is gonna?
I think it's factors.
That's gonna be them.
Within themselves.
Yeah.
But like how?
Because
Are
I
you
feel
just like naturally like born like, well, battle with myself.
I feel like
know.
when stuff is like truly external,
Mm-hmm.
like if you can focus on a problem that you know has really nothing to do with you,
Yeah.
then I feel like you're gonna be less in your head about like your own internal anguish.
Yeah.
That's why people like distract themselves.
Oh, okay.
They're finding
Makes
stuff
sense.
to not focus on themselves.
So what's your answer for the question?
Oh, my answer. I really don't know. It's kind of why I asked. But like, my environment, I think it shapes how you like your foundation for your mental health. But I definitely think there comes a point where like you're responsible for your own mental health. Like the past does impact a lot of my thinking still to this day, but it's not like I don't feel like it's holding me back. It's just like stuff I have to like pick and punch at, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Indeed. Twizzies made you take the glasses off.
What the fuck? Like, I didn't even ask if we can cuss on here.
You can. Just when Don sees this.
Who's Don Don?
Never mind. Don cusses. Don hard. Danya hard. Danya Gibbs.
This nigga got an arm
I'm
named
lost.
Don.
Danya.
Oh, Danya. Oh, okay. He keeps saying
MSP
the
coordinator.
MSP coordinator. Okay, I get
I
it.
don't know what that is.
He keeps saying that. I'm like, what that has to be due to?
Black Power.
Every time I say
You
that,
did
she'd be
the
like,
fist.
no, you're not.
I did. You said what?
Every time I'd be like, Black Power,
That
she'd
should
be
be
like,
the
shut
thumbnail.
up, you wait.
Oh, let's all do it.
That should be your.
It's gonna be the thumbnail. I
Yeah.
promise you. Maybe.
Because what were we said about the environment thing?
Oh, I don't know if mental health is really a product of your environment.
Mental health is very complicated.
It really is.
I think multiple things can affect it and have a big impact on it.
Mm.
But
You think
the biggest impact is yourself.
You think some people born with like mental health issues without them recognizing it and kind of builds up?
It's also like when it comes to stuff like depression and anxiety, those are like that's your brain, how your brain is wired.
Responding to like stimulus.
Yeah.
But do you feel like some parts of that like can be like almost taught? Not taught, like impacted by it. They're definitely like impacted by your environment though.
And experiences.
Yeah.
And traumas and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you get past that?
By just accepting it.
I'll let you know in 10 years, man.
10 years? Hey, at least you making it 10 more type shit.
I
Hey.
see my message.
Hey, oh God. 10 more. I already put a date on my death though.
What's the
10.
date?
What
That's
the
a
hell?
bad thing to do.
No, it's not.
What's
do
the
you think
date?
you're
It's when I'm 87. That's a comfy
Oh,
age.
that's a
That's a
nice
comfy
ass-
age.
Nigga.
That's a comfy
You
age.
need to live to see 100.
I don't want to.
I don't think
You don't
people
know when
even
you're
live.
gonna-
What's
What
the
am I?
average?
If I make it to 100, I promise you, I'm gonna be sitting in a rocking chair just spouting random philosophy, half brain
I
dead.
wouldn't like to live after like 90.
My
honestly.
great
There's
grandchildren gonna come up. I'm gonna
there's-
say something like,
But listen, like there's like old people that are
I know, but
100
like
that
I wouldn't want that though.
Look at Joe
Having
Biden.
dementia and stuff.
Look at Joe Biden.
Joe-
He can barely remember.
How old is he?
He's,
How old
I
is he
don't know,
now?
Like
Like I don't think I want to pass by
quick
90.
Google
Like
search.
90, I'ma just pray for God to like just
spite
take,
you.
yes, take a little bite
He's
off my.
79.
He's 88. We're being led by an 80-year-old man.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's so close. That's the thing. Time is going by fast.
And he makes Mean Girl references.
He's a true supporter.
You guys, you said 87. You know how close that shit is? It's looking
How close that is to know?
Time is going by fast. I don't know if y'all noticing, but I feel
Time
like
is an illusion.
Okay.
it's an illusion. But now you had a time for your like death. Isn't that an illusion as well?
Well, yes.
Time is an illusion, but you know, I have a time for my death. You see how that's contradicting itself?
It is contradictory, but it's the facts. It's a part of the illusion. Oh my God.
What would you do? What would life be without time?
What it is now,
Yeah.
it would be exactly how it is now.
What do you mean? I
Time
feel like
is
time
a
is low-key
construct.
it's a construct, but like it kind of like
It helps things.
Even
it
if
helps
there's-
things. Yeah, it
Even
helps.
if there's no time, we still grow. We
Time
still,
is an illusion that
Yeah,
helps
so,
things
like,
make sense.
time passes.
There's still days.
So we're
like,
always
there's
living
still-
in the present tense.
Whether we have time or not, the time is still moving. I'm talking about like you wake up, the next minute is at night.
Huh? What's that have to do with time?
That's how it
That's
feels
just
like.
the sunrise
I know-
and sunset.
I know, but I'm saying
It's
like,
a happening.
but you going back to the next day, like you know the day is
There's
over.
not a
and
day.
back.
That's
Okay,
a
if
made-up
there is
thing,
no
too.
time in day, you're relabeling the sunrise and
Yeah,
sunset. You
as
know?
a day. That's what
Yes.
we're labeling it.
But it's still, even if time was a concept, an illusion, and it didn't exist, we're still gonna grow old. We're still gonna.
Yeah.
Okay. Old is relative. That's just it's just like a happening.
But it's moving quick. I don't know.
Is it moving
There's
fast?
still gonna
Really?
be past.
Think
there's
about
still
how
gonna
long
be
it
present,
was.
there's still gonna be
If we're talking
future.
about time right now, like the
Yeah.
time that we in it,
No, time
It's-
like in reference to other time. Like I
It's
don't even
moving
remember taking this picture. It was so long ago.
it's moving quick.
This wasn't quick. I feel like I was like this for a good 20 years.
It's probably to you because you were looking at
20
this
years?
picture like what? But I'm just saying
I'm not
like
20 years old. No.
Yo, give me that.
Why?
Time is an illusion.
okay. Next question. Time is an illusion.
Time is an illusion. I'm gonna die at 87. Yeah.
You got jokes, huh?
I'm a philosopher.
She got me on that one. No, she didn't.
I can't. Come on. No, he said he already like Loki said it. He said I'm a thinker. Like did
I
you
know. I was helped.
Yeah, you
I'm a
Loki. Like I
thinker.
peeped. I was like, hold on. Cause like,
Impersonate
yeah,
Eyan.
the first sentence got me. I was like, okay.
I didn't say I was a thinker. I said
Like, I
I'm
am a thinker.
confident. I have
No,
my
right here you
own
said I'm a thinker
perspective.
because I think about all the things that I'm doing. I'm risk taker because you low key had I don't know.
I look, he had that little to me.
Yeah.
It was
Even
always
though
like
it's
that.
bull-
How old were you in here? Like in this picture?
9,
Oh, that's not bad.
half the age I am now.
Okay, let's go. Next question.
Absolutely. Do you think that social media plays a part in mental disparities?
100%.
How do you think it's impacted it?
Seeing, I feel like for me personally, seeing people my age live a certain way and stuff like that, it kind of like,
You feel like you're not doing it enough?
It put
Yeah.
pressure on you.
yeah, it puts some more pressure on me. I feel like I'm not successful enough. I'm not on the right path or anything like that. So,
But also, don't you see like people in worse situations? Like one time when I was in high school, I saw this kid on TikTok with like a .25 GPA. And I was like, I'm really, hey, I thought I was bad, even though I had a great GPA. But that's besides the point. But it's like that. There's always like another side to that kind of story.
It goes back to like
But that's
what
what
we
we
thought about
focus
the
on.
negativity.
That is what gets like
Yeah, it goes.
promoted though.
you
Yeah.
focus on what you can't get and like, you know.
But lucky it can motivate you. Like if I see like certain people become like millionaires and stuff like that at age like 20, I'm like if they can do it, you most definitely
To know
can.
that it is humanly possible means that you
Yes.
too can do it.
Yeah, so I feel like low-key motivates people. But also social media kind of affects mental health because now everyone is just worried about how they look like on social media, like how people think they are on social media. So we put more time on our phone and like trying to like please other people when you shouldn't please other people. You know what I mean? You're putting all your energy and all your thoughts and everything on there instead of like you kind of like, I don't know.
Instead of looking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because if there was no social media, nobody would have thought to use their phone.
We are pulling our work from stuff that we shouldn't. I think I wrote about this one
We
time.
would just see what's in front of us.
Yeah. Because growing
We would
up,
not have to
we
know
did not
what's
have
going
like
on
what
around us.
phones, iPad. I did not grow up, and honestly,
And
I
it was
had
a
the
happier
best.
time.
Yeah.
It was literally
I was
the
playing
best
outside,
time
man.
ever.
We
Now I'm
was
looking
connected.
outside. No one is playing outside right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just sad.
Your handwriting is ass.
Bro, nobody know how to
Bro,
read it.
it's only when I write stuff like this, because it's just like,
Can I read it?
it's just fast.
You
now.
can, bro.
If you can. What was I about to say?
I need to start journaling. You're inspiring me right now.
The true negative culprit is social media. Things like TikTok or like Vine, where our attention span was refined to a shorter amount of time, pushing forth a consensus of immediate gratification. The reward system in our head no longer has the same punch that it used to. With shorter attention spans, our interaction with the real world will also take some type of hit. Conversations where we could talk for hours about nothing seem pointless, and we have a strange, fast trade system of value. We always believe that something must be gained in order to have value, and we have been taught that in our relationships, we always must be receiving something in order for it to be sustained. It is that notion that something must be gained that is actually stripping away happiness in life. The peace that is spoken of is the absence of issue and concern. For happiness to always be. Oh, I don't even know what else. Hold on, get this. I said, stop being able to read this.
You can't even read it. I thought he was crying. He can't even read his own
Okay. For happiness to always be.
Where you at?
For happiness to always be, we would also have to undergo things that made us unhappy, to the point where any good thing in our minds will feel great. Oh, I was saying, like, it's like the relativity thing. You have to feel bad sometimes in order to know what being good feels like.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, like, it's really just about balance. But I feel like social media is forcing us to always be on, like, the uppity up. To value the uppity up. Instead of, like, being okay with the mid part. We think, like, the mid is bad just because we're not being stimulated. So I feel like it's just that reciprocal cycle. We need to step away from our telephones sometimes. You know, read a book. Meditate. Go on a walk.
I know you did not just do that.
But that's what Sabrina be doing. She be meditating
Yeah, I told her today. I was like,
I
you should
meditate, too.
meditate.
every morning.
Alright. She's starting tomorrow. We'll see.
I'm gonna see.
It's how you stay sharp.
Because I sit down and like.
No.
Bro, I'm
there's
telling you,
much more
once
than
you
that.
stop, it's just like,
There's more.
like you just about your business for real. Before you go to bed too, you'll go to sleep just like that.
Type
Just like
shit.
that.
You know what else?
And
can
you
help?
wake up just like that too.
What?
Prayer.
Oh, low-key, prayer helps me too.
I feel like that's meditation is low-key prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're kind of like doing the same.
I mean,
I don't
and
know,
different.
prayer.
I mean, yeah, they could be same.
It could
I
be.
mean, if you're intent with your meditation, then it's kind of prayer.
Yeah.
But if like you're just sitting there, then I see how it's not.
Prayer just helps
Because
me
prayer
with
is a
stress
different.
as well.
We have a different meaning with when it comes to prayer, because it's like a meeting with God.
Talk to me.
Talk, mashallah.
Talk to me.
The prayer when
Ew,
it comes to like
how far are
God
you?
praise,
Right
it's
here.
like
For real?
No.
it's
How
like
far are
being
you
in front
for
of God.
Yeah, I don't know. I think of it like prayer. It's just like a time where like
You're conversing.
I don't know. Yeah, you just feel vulnerable, like,
Yeah.
and Loki helps
and
lot of
you're
stuff.
connected to, in that moment, in that time, you're connected to God and you're talking to Him. So I can't really say meditation and prayer is the same thing when it's two different definitions for me. I feel like meditating is just a way to calm yourself, but also prayer can help with that as well.
I feel like meditating is a way of looking in.
Wait, when okay, I feel like that's off topic. When you passed the whole Ramadan, like the past Ramadan, did the environment, like the vibes of the environment, the home, did it feel different for you or no?
To do what?
I don't know. You know the different, like there's.
Did you fast?
Yeah, he fasted
How
the whole
did it feel?
Ramadan.
Bro, I felt great.
It felt great.
I literally felt like so spiritual. It was
Really?
crazy.
Was it different?
And I feel like
the
my-
vibes around you.
Yeah, I feel like my manifestations were like coming into play. Like the second day I was fasting, I was getting food at this restaurant after work at like 10 o'clock. I was just getting it. And then the dude in front of me, the two dudes in front of me was talking about it. I was like, okay, cool. And then my friend Muhammad was like, yeah, we're fasting too. He's like, oh, y'all fasting too? Your meal's on us. I was like, shit. I was like, okay then. I was like, we eating good. And then he started talking to me about fasting and how like it's actually like a really healthy thing to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, you spitting.
Yeah, because for us, I don't know. I wanted always to ask someone that's like not Muslim and also fasted because there's something in the air that's different at that time. I don't know what it is. I still can't figure out. Like, I had a conversation yesterday with Ahmed as well. He literally said there's something in the air, and I was just like, I thought it was only me. And he was like, no, just when it ends, when it ends, you feel it.
It's Ramadan.
Like, I actually like, I don't know.
When
I
you
cry
eat, bro,
when,
After you break fast, like to eat,
oh, it's so good.
you feel all the energy hit your body. You be so like for like a good 30 minutes.
And when Ramadan ends, I literally just like, what the hell? Like, we're back to reality. And I don't know. I usually cry
It's because it's such a holy
the
month.
day of Eid. I'm like, what?
You do like all the prayers during.
Yeah, you do. When you do all the prayers and everything, it just feels different. It feels different.
It's okay. You didn't have to.
I didn't know how.
Okay,
Inshallah,
we'll
next
teach you.
Ramadan.
Next Ramadan, right? We're doing a lot of potlucks.
We're gonna host
different
a lot of
food.
potlucks.
Yeah.
Wait, when is it this year?
It's gonna be
Or next year?
March 23rd, I think.
March 23rd to.
So like April 24th. Or 23rd.
That's not
Yeah,
bad.
you're gonna-
Yeah, it's not bad.
We're gonna.
The sun.
You're gonna go to mosques. You're gonna see like firsthand like where how whole Muslim community, and you're gonna get soaps.
Yeah, you don't
I'm
have to
finna
be
give me
Muslim
a
to do all that too.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of like non-Muslim show up and then they just experience it. And after that, we're just like hearing about. We're like, okay, we do a little like circle. After, like, prayer,
read
like,
the
at
Quran,
12?
Yeah.
To like 3 a.m. We just do like a big circle and then everyone we just talk.
I feel
don't know,
like
it just-
once you
It's like so nice.
read the Quran, I don't know if you put it back, but once you
Alhamdulillah.
read the Quran and understand it, and like, cause that's what you recite during prayer, and certain surahs and verses that you recite, you know the meaning of it and why you're saying it, you know. So I feel like it's gonna open your eyes. I feel like I'm just gonna keep it to myself.
I feel like you're.
I was like, in my hand.
You better say something nice.
Yeah.
I'll just take it. I don't know what you were gonna say, but I just finished reading
It's
the
very
Bible like
spiritual.
a month ago.
I finished reading the Bible when I was.
What is that?
is in line. No, I forgot we're
You
recording.
realize
I
what type
swear
of
I
world?
forgot we're
You forgot what type
recording,
of
bro.
world we're in right
I
now.
literally forgot we're recording. My bad.
Forgot the world climate.
I was
we're
not
in
gonna say
right now.
something bad afterwards, but like, okay.
What you
Y'all
said
literally
was
caught
already-
me. The first sentence I
Hold
said was
on.
bad.
52.
It's like very similar
52
to the.
minutes?
We've been chatting, gang.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
You can cut that part, right?
Yes, I
Okay.
can. How has college impacted your mental health?
Oh,
Oh
very
my
deeply.
god.
You know,
Bad or good?
very bad. Like freshman year of college, I had to seek professional help. Like
Dang.
the anxiety and worrying about assignments and worrying about my performance and everything like that is just when you're constantly in that state of mind and it's just circulating
You
24/7.
can't grow.
It's just like just puts you in a bad state of mind and just reflects on how you are and how you come off and your physical health as well. I've noticed it, like especially
Yeah.
freshman year of college, I was locked up because of quarantine.
Oh.
So
I feel like that's even worse.
yeah,
You had nothing to do but think.
think about school. That's it. Think.
it's a whole different environment here though, for sure. Because I feel like after getting here, I'm like so much more in my head than I was back at home.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was already in my head at home, but like I was just like trying to be conscious and such. But now it's like I have to think about every situation almost. It's like I'm actively. It's not like I'm always present here. It's like I just have to
Your
actually
mind is
think through
always
my
working.
issues. Like there's stuff I actually have to think about.
Yeah.
Like I actually have to just deal with it on my own. Like even if I was at home, I'd be dealing with it on my own. But I feel like
You're kind of alone here.
yeah, it's like you're
far
by
from home,
yourself.
Yeah.
So I feel like you really have to lock in with yourself.
Lock in. Type shit.
Type
Mm.
shit. Type shit. How about you?
Oh, I thought y'all gonna skip me, bro. I was about to say thank God.
Man?
No, I'm so happy. No, for me, I feel like college messed up my mental health low key. Like I don't know, it made me like I have no motivation to do anything, and I think that part's we don't have time. Even the time is an illusion too, but you just don't have time. Like wake up, school, classes, work. You have no time for yourself. Study. If you don't go to classes, you study or something like that. So I feel like they took I don't know
Even,
99% of our time. I
If
would
you
say.
fail a quiz, you have to worry about the second quiz. You
The
don't have
second
time
quiz,
to
you
worry
don't have
about
to-
That's
the quiz
true.
you
It's
failed.
just like you
Like,
have no time,
take
and
it
I feel like time.
You gotta move on.
You gotta wake up tomorrow for the 8 a.m.
It's so bad.
You could be
bro.
so down bad one day.
Yeah, and time
You
is
still just gotta-
priceless.
you just
I'm
gotta go.
sorry, time is
It
priceless.
is.
And like me seeing myself like, oh my God, I should have done this, but I'm in school. Like, what is school's gonna do to me? Like, you know, I cannot bring time back, but like, you always can go back to. I don't know how to. I just like my
Like
time.
school's always gonna be
I
there.
love spending my time, and that's why like low key affected me because I don't hang out with my friends like that anymore. So, because I want to have
Aw.
time for myself.
Aww.
I make sure like have the time for myself.
You miss us?
No, girl, I see you every day. I see you lady every day. But like, yeah, I try to like put myself first before anything else.
That's as you should.
It's still hard though.
It is difficult.
Type shit.
I hardly ever do that because I always end up back at Blackburn hanging out with people.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, what does this dude have time for himself?
But I just be staying up like for myself, or like when I'm editing and doing all this stuff or
Mhm.
writing, I feel like that's like me time.
Oh, can you actually teach me how to edit?
Hmm?
Can you teach me how to edit?
Sure.
No, because I've been. No, this is off topic.
Go, we getting off topic is insane.
Nah, because I had this one thing that I wanted to know how to do,
Like what?
and it's like I've seen one of your videos you were doing it. It's like you were talking, and then you would insert clips of you doing some other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know how to do
Oh,
that.
how to keep the like?
Yeah,
okay.
like,
What do you
Oh,
edit
because he
on?
goes back again, you can see him talking. in
Like
the
it's
same,
still like the
it's
same
so-
thing, and then like he'll be
yeah.
talking, the voice is still matching and everything, and then he would insert edits of. Nigga had a horse on himself. Okay.
When was this? How far back did you go? How far back did you go into
No, I was just
profile
looking
photo?
at like the titles, which one intrigued me the most, and I would click on it.
Which one was it?
I think one was like, actually I can look at my recently viewed.
That's crazy. I hadn't put on that horse helmet in a long time.
Nah.
Should I be
Are you
going all the way
subscriber?
down?
Yeah.
Are you a subscriber?
Yes, I think I subscribed you to like.
It's on
two
my
email.
it's on my laptop, man. But I don't know. I think it was one where you were talking about social media and how disassociating yourself from social media and having
Oh,
time.
peace. That's one I was just reading from.
Yeah.
It's right here. It's somewhere. It's somewhere.
And you were
It's
like,
right here. See?
see, I actually watched them.
That's some real G stuff right there. I'm not gonna lie. Real G stuff. Well, yeah, dissociation with social media helps you associate with yourself.
Type shit. I need to stop saying that. It's not supposed to be in my vocab.
I'm sick and tired. You can't dabbing this dude up, bro.
My fault, bro.
Every
What do you want me to do?
Don't dab her up no more, man.
My fault, bro. I'm gonna just slap you on your back.
Gatekeeping the no, I'm just joking. I'm just like, I don't know. He just.
She though?
You hate dapping people up.
No, because you be leaving me hanging sometimes. I'm
I
like.
don't ever do that.
I don't know.
I did that like once on the camera.
No, you did it once.
Then
Was it yesterday? You did.
Did you say something goofy?
No, I didn't. Did I?
Maybe
probably
you
did.
did.
It was a girl. She was in the room. You know that girl's. Oh, okay, never mind.
I was like, and then you probably said, I was like, nah.
Yeah, the girl. She was just like. I think she interrupted, and I don't know. Or you probably. I don't know.
I was rapping. Why did I think you lived in Chicago, bro?
Who?
You.
Me.